Meron ka bang bias sa BTS?
Yes.
Yes. I wish I could meet him, but I will freaking die. I will die. I like.
Hello, Gabri. Ano lang, introduce mo muna yung sarili mo.
I'm Gabri Panlilio. I am 21 years old and I'm a classical crossover singer.
When we say classical crossover, ano yun in layman's terms?
Actually, a classical crossover is basically a contemporary singer that sings. No, sorry. It's a classical singer that sings contemporary music in the style of classical.
Medyo ano pa, medyo mas mas general term pa, mas layman's.
Yeah. So yeah, you sing contemporary music, but you sing it in a classical manner. Just like the likes of the examples are Andrea Bocelli, Catherine Jenkins, and Charlotte Church.
So, you've been a crossover classical singer for how many years?
I started off training mga 14 years old. So I officially became a crossover singer at around 16 years old.
Oh.
Anong range mo in terms of singing? Soprano or...
Depends. Actually, according to my teachers, my voice is not fully developed yet. But I remember once my teacher told me I think it's leaning towards mezzo-soprano or a dramatic soprano. In terms of classical music, but for me, when it comes to like mga crossover or pop, I consider myself a soprano.
And are you still studying or are you finished with school with music? Or...
Actually, I was supposed to enroll for school this year, but the problem is COVID happened.
Oh, yes.
So, what I do on the side na lang is, since I'm not in school yet, parang might as well continue writing music, which I've been doing. So, lately, I'm patlisitan of Ben and I have been working, like, with my original compositions.
So let's talk about your influences.
My influence.
Yes.
Actually, I have a lot of influences. It depends. When it comes to crossover singing, like the ones I mentioned earlier was like mga Andrea Bocelli, what do you call this? Si Sarah Brightman, Charlotte Church, Catherine Jenkins, and then sometimes I combine it then with the influence of Freddie Mercury because since he's classically trained.
Yeah.
And also when it comes to modern, iba-iba rin eh. I also like who do I like the most? Actually, madami. I cannot mention. It's like a lot.
When you say crossover, do you also consider K-pop, mga pop songs, gano'n?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
So what I do na lang is, I sometimes, like, I remember, I know this was really impossible, like, I remember this arranger and I were talking about it. His name is Harmon Arceo. I told him, Harmon, I'm such a big fan of BTS. Can we do something na iba that will really appeal to the ears of like these people, especially now that K-pop is uso. So what we did na lang is I got the K-pop song, which is because diba I'm an ARMY. We got Boy with Love, and then we added a twist to it. So may konting rap doon to mind you guys. So I sang Boy with Love in my style. Like parang it's pop. I call it popera, classical pop. So what we did there was we just played around with the song and then I just did my thing there. Ang saya.
Pwede kami humingi ng sample.
Anong song gusto niyo po?
Yung ginawa mo with BTS.
Inspired?
Yeah.
Actually mine is sung in English, so yeah. Here's an English translation. I'm curious about you and I'm curious about you, how's your day? Oh, tell me. What makes you happy instead of okay? Oh, text me. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Your every picture, I want them under my pillow. Oh, babe, come be my teacher. I wanna know all about you. You're one, you're two. Listen, mama, baby, oh, I'm flying high up in the sky above now. You know I can fly 'cause you gave me wings. Now I'm above it all. I let you light on me for the future. Yeah, you're making me a boy with love.
Oh.
Meron ka bang bias sa BTS?
Yes.
Yes. I wish I could meet him, but I will freaking die. I will die. I like V, Taehyung. aka known as Taehyung. Yeah, I really love him. So, Taehyung Kim. Kilig na kilig ako every time I think of him.
So do you also collect K-pop memorabilia, mga albums? Merchandise.
Recently, yeah, I did. I started like a month ago. I got their V album. And I also got yung BTS microphone. So, which is like parang, it's called Tata, which is the character of V. So yeah, I really love BTS.
Speaking of classical, actually na-remember ko kasi Korean. Are you familiar sa K-drama na Penthouse?
Oh no! How's it?
It's actually a classical singer na nagko-compete. And it's actually ongoing pa rin siya. And it's a really the most stressful K-drama about classical singers. So yeah, I would recommend it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep that in mind. So Penthouse.
Penthouse, Penthouse, lalabas na siya pero meron siyang subtitle na War in Life.
Is it parang like, is it the type that gives you anxiety like World of Married type? Or hindi naman?
Yes.
When I was watching World of Married, na anxiety ako dun.
Yes,
Grabe, ang galing ng K-drama.
Well, I would suggest you could watch that one. Grabe, talaga kami rin, first episode pala na ano na.
Anxiety. It was really that good. But you don't know what to expect. You're like, oh my god, I have to keep going. What's next? What's next?
Plus yun nga, classical singing.
It's the same thing, but in terms of, in classical singing.
Yes.
Netflix Ben? Or
The
View?
The View.
Oh my gosh.
The View.
Nakita ko na.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna watch that.
Okay. Tapos, yun nga, nag-crossover ka sa K-pop, sa pop, sino sa OPM ang mga inspirations mo or parang gusto mong gawan din ng kanta?
Locally or internationally?
Locally first.
If I were to pick one, like I remember I mentioned this kanina. Si Lea Salonga pa rin ako eh.
Oh, okay.
Sobrang idol ko siya.
Do you also sing Disney songs?
Oo naman.
Ano yung favorite Disney song?
This is not by Lea Salonga, but I like Little Mermaids, A Part of Your World.
Oh.
And then next is A Whole New World, and then Reflection. Depends on my mood yun eh. Because times I want to be Mulan, there times I want to be a mermaid, I want to be Jasmine. Parang depende sa mood.
Pero as a classical singer kasi, hindi siya yung usual or sabihin na natin mainstream in terms of OPM. So, for you ba, paano yung thinking mo kung paano mo mag-penetrate and yung sarili mo kung paano mo papopromote yung genre mo, especially with the general public?
Actually, for me, to promote it, you should do it slow, parang gradually eh. So, kailangan muna sing contemporary music and sing contemporary music with a classical twist. And then eventually, you can just build your way up there and then all of a sudden, you can go all out classical. Kailangan little by little talaga.
Pero sa singer ba, ano yung sa palagay mo parang pinaka best part of classical music na parang generally mas parang common denominator na gusto na nila?
One thing with classical training, grabe, it's about the hard work and the training. It's not an easy, honestly, if you're to go like from way back, it's a foundation to everything and the genre talaga. It takes years and years and years to perfect. It's not really, parang that's why people should really give credit to them because it's not easy. Because for me, classical, it's like parang the older you get, it's like fine wine. Like the older you get better. That's one thing people should know about the hard work that these classicals put. It's like an athlete. Because diba, an athlete, diba, they have to work and work and work hard till they reach their goal or whatever. It's the same thing as a classical singer. You have to work out, you have to vocalize, And you have to train and train and train so that mas gumaling. Unlike a pop singer kasi, all you do lang is parang okay, just sing. Parang wala, how to explain this? It's yeah, something like that.
Pero hindi mo pa naiisip na parang this isn't an easy parang
It's
genre.
not, yeah, it's
but
not.
you see, hindi siya yung ganong well appreciated.
Yeah. So it's not really an easy genre. Like what I mentioned, it really takes years to perfect it. Unlike pop music, all you have to do lang na sometimes, dito sa Pilipinas, I remember I mentioned, parang what I don't like, what I feel so sad about is that when it comes to the music here, people still prefer like parang the beat it culture.
Yeah.
That's what I noticed yun eh. Parang instead of venturing in mga other genres, they don't wanna introduce a new sound.
Kasi syempre kilala kasi mga Pinoy na B-rap.
Yeah, kailangan high notes, yung mga ganun.
Yung parang kadalasan kasi parang perception na rin kasi ng mga listeners na syempre kapag they can reach this high notes, parang
wow,
oh, she's great, he's great, ganyan. So,
yeah. But my goal kasi is, I want people to appreciate the bel canto singing. In English, it translates to beautiful singing. So, yeah, and I want people to like parang listen to what people mean what they say. Like, as in, like when you sing a lyric, I want them to feel like the emotion or parang what this person's gone through or whatever. Yung mga ganun.
pero sa palagay mo, ano yung selling proposition ng classical na kakagatin ng Pinoy, if ever?
Technique. It's not, yeah, the technique. Kasi once you're classically trained, it's easy to shift from pop, to rock, to jazz. Parang this is what the Filipinos don't get there. Parang the classical technique is the foundation to everything. Parang hindi, kasi once you keep singing pop without that proper training, eventually, you might lose it, and it's not healthy. But for me kasi, like, I believe mga mga pop singers, they shouldn't think na parang, oh, I shouldn't do classical kasi baka mawala yung technique ko. But that's not true. The more you train classically, your voice will get stronger, more powerful, and it's healthy.
Pero in fairness, like, si Regine, even now, kasi last time na na-interview namin siya, talagang until now, nagtitrain pa rin siya.
Yeah,
And,
the healthy way. Despite her high notes, one thing kasi when you're classically trained and trained right, hindi yan mawawala. I believe all singers should train classically. Like, not that I'm biased, but it really helps. Like, I remember Lea Salonga mentioned in an interview, like sa Miss Saigon, at first she was soft, at first she was having a hard time, and then when she trained classically, she lasted long in all her shows. She was like running from like how many years to like, till she was like mga 30, mga ganun.
and kahit sa age na ngayon,
Yeah.
parang, alam mo yan, hindi
Oo,
nagbabago
di
yung
nawawala.
timpla ng
It doesn't mean that you're classically trained, you're gonna sound like a legit opera singer. But for me, if you're gonna to be a legit opera singer, that takes years. I'm like, I consider myself a classical singer, but it doesn't mean that I'll sing like the likes of Cecilia Bartoli, who's known in Italy, who else, Pavarotti. I don't expect that. Like, hindi talaga. If you aspire to be like that, it takes years of training.
Can you tell us yung mga singles mo? How did you write it and sino yung mga nakapalagay for that?
Actually, when it came to the songs that we were working on, when I was working with Pat Satin, basta the lyrics came first. And then eventually, I told Pat, here are my lyrics. Can you please think of a melody or whatever that can suit my lyrics? And then she does the work regarding the music. So, yeah.
Pero paano ka parang ito yung paano mo nalalaman na ito yung best time to write?
Depends on my mood rin eh. Like, it just, parang my mind just randomly runs. Like, for example, I see like a lamp or a light. First lyric that comes out, light. I have to write about it. Or when I'm in a beach. First thing, depends on what I see first. And then, so, for example, my hugot music. I hear the kwentos of my friends and then I base it. That's how I get my inspiration from.
Actually, nakaka-relate ako dun. Pero kasi wala ako natatapos. Marami nga ako nasulat, pero lahat drafts na puro 8 lines lang, ganyan. Tapos, wala. Pero ikaw, paano mo natatapos?
Depends on eh. Actually, whenever free time, sulat.
Do you also play instruments?
I tried. But sometimes my hands don't want to cooperate with me. So my mom tried teaching me. This is a really funny story. She tried teaching me and then she realized, you're not meant for piano, kumanta ka na lang. That's a really funny story. It's like, what do you call this? It's like a person, if you're born with it, you're born with it. I'm just like one of those unlucky people that I'm not meant to play the piano. But of course I try.
Pero curious lang ako sa sa mga misconceptions ng classical singers.
Yes.
Can you please give us at least 3 na usual misconception on your genre?
Ang dami.
Or more if you want.
Because people have this misconception na pag mataba ka, it means mas full yung boses mo. That's not
Not true. Coming from me, not true.
true. I was like, if you were to look at now, like I noticed like sa Met Opera, ang sexy ng mga opera singers ngayon. Like, I just Google and YouTube Aida Garufalina. She's so beautiful. Ang sexy niya, ang ganda ng boses niya. And then sino ba? Elena Garanca. Check her out. She's a mezzo-soprano. Laki ng boses, but wow, she's so sexy. Those are the examples of the opera singers now na sobrang magaganda and they don't have to show na parang, you have to be fat, malaki boses. Wala, that's not uso anymore and it's not true. And then the other one naman is people have this misconception na parang, if you reach a high note, the glass will crack or yung chandelier is gonna break. Diba? Like, it's like, no, that's not, parang ano ba yan? Like, I noticed when I did this show, I did a show, this was probably like back in 2014 or 2013. There was this a couple. They were like watching me. I observed I was so young, parang, why is he looking at the ceiling? I was like, why are you looking at the ceiling? Apparently parang, when I reached a high note, ganun po siya. And then nakala niya, is that chandelier gonna, is that light gonna break? Masisira ba yan?
Epekto yan ng movies.
Kaya, parang they have this thing talagang masisira yung chandelier. So yung, those are the two, but I'd say more, but parang, ayun na.
How about yung the way classical singers eat? Kasi siyempre may narinig na ito, mga bawal kasi classical singers.
That's not, in my case, I believe it's a myth lang eh, but for some, because I know so many singers, they eat chocolates. Like, I'm not gonna mention names, but before a performance, there are some that would eat chocolate before a performance. Sometimes cheese. They say that's like it's bad for your voice or whatever. Sometimes alcohol lang. But for me, if you have the proper training, parang it doesn't mean it's bad for your voice. Basta you're trained properly, kaya mo yan. That's for me. That's what I noticed there, especially when especially that I work with a lot of classical singers. Yeah, when you train properly, you manage to perform.
At least may nadagdag sa sa
Myth yan.
Mythbusters.
Meron ko ng label ngayon, music label.
Apparently, actually, I don't have any labels. I don't freelance. I'm just so lucky that I have what you call very supportive family and very supportive friends. Kaya, like, I remember, for example, I made a music video which was last year. It's called Panaginip Lang. We were so shocked and surprised. It was like a happy birthday sa akin. We were expecting the views to be around mga 2K, 3K. All of a sudden, it was close to 300,000. I'm like, wow, how do we do that? I guess this pandemic is a blessing and a curse. All of a sudden, naging parang 200 something K. Close to 300K, imagine. So, yeah. And I'm really thankful for having supportive because of their support. I think it's for me, I believe support nila yan and my friends na it managed to reach them much.
But you know what, sa amin sa mga nag-SEO for the online, especially sinabi mo yung panaginip lang. Ano
Yeah.
kasi, pag mga usual parang keywords, kaya alam mo kung for singers na nag-iisip ng magandang title, mas maganda kasi mas common yung words.
Yes.
Mas common na ginagamit ng tao. Mas madaling, alam mo yun, ma-curious yung tao.
Yes.
So, for sure, alam mo, from the usual na naginip ako, may panaginip lang. So, from there, na-relate mo na agad yung sarili mo sa mga
Oo.
listeners mo.
Oo naman.
Tapos, do you have any potential collaborations with any other artists? Na
Na local.
secret pa rin?
Local.
Local.
Not that I'm biased Pat, I wanna collaborate with Ben and Ben.
Okay.
I really love their music talaga. So like, not that I'm biased, I really, really love their music. Even before I met Pat, like sobrang gustong-gusto ko yung music nila.
Do you have a specific favorite Ben and Ben song?
A lot I cannot pick one. They're all good. It really touches me talaga. Sometimes when I hear it, ang kinikilig ako eh. Ang ganda it's like that level. Ang ganda ng songs nila.
Pero as of now, with your current songs, anong gusto mo kantahin with them na song mo?
That if I were to pick one song na gusto, like if I were to pick a song that I would sing with them, like my originals,
Yes.
I want to sing Tuloy. Because it's a very inspirational song and it's what people need to listen to right now, especially in times of pandemic. Like, despite what's going on, people should just move forward and think of the present, never the past. For me, parang it's something very inspirational.
And also, yan, during the pandemic, since nasa bahay tayo, ano yung ginagawa mo? Usually, are you just online? Are you studying?
On the side naman, aside from writing music, and aside from writing music, I know I'm supposed to keep quiet about this, but I've been studying Japanese and Italian. And the reason behind it is because aside from me liking the Japanese culture naman, I have friends, I've made a lot of friends in Japan, and my best friend speaks Japanese fluently, especially her boyfriend. So, yes. And I would like to say, hi Nikki Ong. Her name is Nicole Jane Ong.
And how about Italian? Why?
Italian, actually, the reason why I want to learn Italian is because not only is it a beautiful language, but I just want a better understanding for my arias and art songs. And I want to understand operas better. That's the reason why I also wanted to learn Italian. And it's nice to learn, honestly for me, it's nice to learn another language. Diba?
So, after the pandemic, do you plan to go to Japan or Italy?
It's so hard. Depends on the pandemic. But since I have a lot of time, we'll see what the future holds for me.
Ikaw.
Okay na.
Last na lang. Which place do you want to perform in the future? Let's say okay, now we're back to normal. You will be performing the best performance in your life. Which place do you want to do it?
Depends. In Asia naman, I've always wanted to perform in Japan. Because I remember when I performed in Japan, which is a Suntory Hall, parang performing in front of this audience, I've never felt accepted in my life, especially with my style of singing. And parang I don't really have, and I realized, oh my gosh, with the way I sang, I don't even have to reach a high note, I don't have to scream, I don't have to make music, and they accepted me. Parang that really touched my heart. I was literally crying when that happened. And then, when it comes to a European country naman, hopefully Italy, because that's the heart of opera. That's where I want to perform.
Any specific place sa Italy?
All over Italy. Why not? Ang ganda ng Italy, or Europe. For me, any European country, I don't mind. It's just because Europe, let's face it, it's beautiful.
True. So, would you like to invite everyone to listen to your song and
Sure.
if ever mga social media accounts mo?
Sure. If you want more of Gabri Panlilio, follow me on Spotify under Gabri Panlilio, and same with Facebook, Gabri Panlilio. And as for my Instagram account for more updates, follow Gabri_soprano. Oh, also YouTube. Please subscribe and like and subscribe to my channel, Gabri Panlilio. Thank you. Hello, I'm Gabri Panlilio, and you are watching Rar Nation. Rar.